Guys, welcome back to another video. This is Derek from Certified Legacy, and today we'll be going over my whole entire tech collection, which is about a ton of tech. So we're gonna be going over that from all of my Legacy iOS devices to my Mac and to my Linux computer to my main big Windows computer with all the specifications and everything, and we'll be going over all of that. So we're gonna start off something simple, which is all of my Legacy iOS devices, which you guys will usually see frequently. So we're gonna get right into that. So this is where most of my collection is right here. There's some other stuff scattered about around my room. We're gonna start off with this 6.1.4 downgraded iPhone 5, which you guys have seen in a couple of my videos already. It runs, here I'll show you, it does run 6.1.4. As you can see, it's very skeuomorphic. It was downgraded from like 7.1 to 6.1.4, so yeah. Okay, next to it we have a 4S. You've also seen this in a couple of my videos already. It runs 5.1.1. Focus on it. Yeah, it does run 5.1.1. Let me show you for proof. As you can see right here, 5.1.1. Now let's get into the stacks of iPhone 4s and 4Ss, the rest of them, because I have a ton of them. So let's start off with this one right here. This one is iCloud locked and it is brick, so this thing is e-waste. I'm probably gonna salvage it for parts and maybe even steal the battery at some point. But yeah, this one is the one that runs 5.0, I believe, and is CDMA. This one is the one that runs 7.1.2 and has a broken power button. And all of these are dead, so I can't show you any of these because all these have terrible batteries except for the one that's iCloud locked. And this one I actually have a battery. I charged up. This is a 4S that runs 7.0.6. Let me show you. I can show you that it runs 7.0x because of this little thing right here. This little slide to power off, which was only in 7.0x and no other version of iOS 7 and forward. So let me show you that it runs 7.0.6. So 7.0.6, as you can see right here. And yeah, this is another very cool device. So that is all my 4s and 4Ss. Since we're over here, let me show you my 3GS, which I got in a very recent video, so we're gonna go into that. Next to it is a 3GS that runs 4.1 that I downgraded to. It has a modified little housing on it, and it kind of is gross, and it leaks like condensation because it is probably water damaged. And it's not the battery, because it doesn't smell like battery electrolyte and anything like that, and the battery is not swollen. So it is not that, but I don't really use this that much, and it's just another one of these many 4s, 4Ss, and the 3GS I have. So yeah, since we're over here, let me go put these all away, and I will come back. I'll even put all the other ones that I got right next to it so I can get this for the thumbnail. So yeah, since we're over here, this is some random flip phone that I do not even know what model is. I don't have a charger for it, so I can't even test it. But it's pretty cool. It's a Verizon one. It's pretty disgusting. I don't have a charger for it. I don't even know if it works. So yeah, that's just another random thing I have. And these are all of my phones, as you can see. 5, 4, and 4Ss, a 3GS, random flip phone, and this thing. I should probably put the one that has iCloud lock in the Brick Devices collection, which we're going to go into right now. So let's start off with the iPads and from the Brick Devices collection that just don't work. So this is an iPad Air 2. I have no idea what this runs. This was like my childhood iPad and nothing less. This is an iPad 2, which was also one of my childhood iPads, and it doesn't power on or have any battery, and it's disgusting, and I'm not even gonna try to fix it. Maybe I will sometime, but I don't really care. And this is an iPhone 6S that I don't know it runs, but it is in very pretty good condition. It's just I think it has a dead battery. So anyway, these are all of the bricked ones right here. These and that. So yeah, let's go into the functional iPads. Starting over here, which was some of my other iPads. Next is Wii, which is another device I have, which is also quite functional. I use this for games sometimes. This is my like childhood Wii. We have a iPad 4th gen that runs 6.1.3 natively with no downgrade or dual boot. So let me show you the version number. We have seen this one in a previous video that I've gotten, and it is very cool. I love this iPad. I use this one frequently, actually. And under this is a dead iPad. It is not dead. What am I even saying? I mean, its functions is what I mean. It's just dead currently. So let's put this over in the collection. This is a iPad 2 that runs iOS 6.1.3 downgraded, and unironically, I don't know if you know who the seller is. I got this from Craddy34, the notorious, horrendous pricing guy. He overprices literally everything he sells. And you also might know him as GoJot. But recently, his prices have gotten pretty much better. And this one just came pre-downgraded. I got this as a beginner iPad, and I didn't know what I was doing when I bought this. But yeah, it's 32 gigs, runs iOS 6.1.3, and it is not that rare or anything, but it's still pretty cool to have, and it's pretty destroyed. There's scratches all over the back. There's some big dents on the corners and stuff, but it's still a pretty cool iPad. So yeah, let's go into the rest of the iPads. Now we have my iPad 2 that runs 4.3.5, which you've seen in my previous videos, and I have a ton of games loaded onto this. It's 64 gigabytes, and I do love this thing. This thing is pretty cool. So, let's go into the settings. I can show you what the version is. As you can see right here, 4.3.5. And over here are my iPad 1s. Let me power these up and I will show you what versions they are on. So starting with the rarest one I have, this is a iPad 1 that runs 3.2.2. We'll let that power up. And over here is a 4.3.5 downgraded iPad 1. It may be dead, I am not sure. And it does that thing when it's booting, because I downgraded this one. This one right here is not downgraded at all and is completely native. So I'm gonna let these power up and I'll come back and show you. Okay, the other one isn't fully powered up, but I'll show you this one's version. So 3.2.2, as you can see right here. And next to it is another iPad 1, which I downgraded, obviously. It runs 4.3.5, but let me show you that. So there's the version number. And the thing I really like about this one, this was one of my first videos I went over this thing. This thing is pretty close to mint. There is a couple, like, scratches, and actually there's not that many scratches on this thing. It's just that there is a little white spot on the, like, bright spot on the screen, but it's not that big of a deal. I'd call these things mid. And now that is pretty much all of my legacy iOS devices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 devices right here. You can see my grippers. 16 all right here. And my weights are also in the way, but who cares? So yeah, now that is all my legacy iOS devices. So we're gonna go into my other stuff. We're gonna go into my computer next, because that is the easiest thing to explain what I got. It is custom built and everything. I built it myself. So we're gonna go over that. So right here is my custom built gaming rig, which I will go over all the specifications now. This is a O11 Vision compact case, and I have about I think that's 11 fans, and they're all QX120 Corsairs, and they're very nice. And I don't even remember what this radiator is called, but it has a screen on it, and it's Corsair, and it's 360 millimeters. And I have these Lian wireless strimmer cables, and then I have, for my CPU, I have an Ryzen 7 7800X3D processor, and my graphics card is a RTX 4070 Ti Super, and I have 32 gigabytes of 5200 megahertz Corsair Vengeance RAM, and that is pretty much my whole entire computer. And not to mention that I have a bunch of Razer hardware. This is a Razer Huntsman Mini. This is a Razer Viper Mini, and then this is some cheap headphones that I don't know what they are. doesn't matter because I'm gonna get rid of these pretty soon enough. I have these AOC 1080p 165 hertz what do you call it, monitors, and I use this for gaming. What I was gonna say is I'm probably going to get 240 hertz monitors, but they probably will be 1080p because I pretty much only play what is the word? I only play competitive shooters pretty much, so I will probably need that. And yeah, that is pretty much my whole entire gaming rig. You can see that it gets a ton of FPS in Call of Duty, and I'm just in the firing range. So yeah, this is a very cool little thing. So yeah, also the price was probably around $2 grand plus tax. So yeah, let's get into the other garbage. That's a ton of stuff. So starting off, we have my Linux computer. Well, I guess it doesn't actually run Linux. It's not a Linux computer, is what I'm trying to say. It's an Inspiron Dell. I just installed Linux Mint on it, that's all. And also, we have my MacBook Air from 2011, I believe. And I use this for many of my downgrades other than this one if I need to do it for A5 and use an Arduino. But anyway, yeah, this is what I usually use for downgrades and stuff, and it is needs a new battery. I will get a new battery for this at some point. And actually, yeah, that's the whole collection right there. Plus my computer. For bonus points, let's go into this Wii, which is a Wii, and over here is just where my garbage is, and my shoebox collection. But yeah, this is a case that came with an iPad 1, and yeah. And over here is a Xbox One S, which is I don't use, and this used to be what I used frequently. And down here is a box for my iPad 4th Gen, which I got. Actually, this was like probably the best deal I've ever got. Came with a smart cover, the iPad in the box, and the manual and everything. And it was only around $90 to $100. It was pretty much, I guess it was listed as used. I keep saying it was used, open box. I mean, it was pretty much open box. I think they meant to list it as open box. The seller told me it was open box when they messaged me for thanking me for buying it and the iPad and everything. And I told them to update it, and look, it came out 6.1.3. So yeah. So yeah, this is the whole overview of literally everything I have. And if you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and share. You can feel free to, if you're in this community, to make videos on your collection. And I might even make a video down the road where I rate your collections and what you got. Mine is probably not the biggest. I mean, I still have a pretty good amount of devices, but compared to some other people, I don't have that many. Because there's also other people that collect like the chips, and they harvest them from their devices and stuff. I'm not that type of person. I like having functional devices I can mess with, instead of just ripping chips out of stuff. I might even try that from the 4 that's iCloud Lock, which I talked about earlier, because there's nothing you can do with it, and it's just parts at that point. And there's no such thing as a iCloud bypass, because that is completely illegal, and I've never even wanted to try that before. So there's no point in even doing any of that unless you own it. And I got it off eBay, so there's no way of getting around that. So yeah, that is pretty much my whole collection. Not going into the many chargers I have, and there is some other stuff, such as the thing I'm recording on right now, which is a iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is running the latest version of iOS 18, and I main this daily. And this iPhone 11, which has iOS 26 on it. But I will also put that in there because I completely forgot about it. I didn't think of modern phones to show, so. Now, for real this time, this is the whole entire collection right here. So yeah, So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. This has been Derek from Certified Legacy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.